Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. This is Nama with the DC Camp Branch Great Millstone, back for another video. But first and foremost, call hello Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushua, Ba'Hashem, Kahawadash. And of course, once again, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and deserve double honors. Salutations also go out to the fellow Akim out there on the highways and byways, pushing the truth across the four corners of this earth. All right. While time still permits us to do so, because it is indeed growing short. I mean, this president just got in and already. But here's the thing, and I'll reserve that for later. But I've got a few articles here lined up. Look at here. Conservative groups push banks to abandon the DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Here are the organizations ending diversity programs. Just look at that. You know, Walmart is one. Even Amazon. Let's see. So here we go. All right. Let's see. Yep, rolling out those executive orders. Let's see. Amazon said it would roll back. Already mentioned that. All right. Meta, that's ran by and owned by your boy Facebook. Let's see. McDonald's. Wow. Who would have thought McDonald's? Where you know, Jake goes to get all that bullshit that's ruining his body, poison. Walmart, which I already mentioned. Who else? Molson Coors. What? Coors. And you notice a trend right here at the bottom of this one. I said I'm gonna get on that. Lowe's, Ford Motor Company, Jack Daniels, whose recipe, as I understand it, for making Jack Daniels in the first place was, what was his name? Green. Wait a minute. He was the master brewer. It was a Jake. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Oh man, Harley Davidson. That doesn't surprise me. John Deere, another one that doesn't surprise me. All right. So we got all these people. Costco. Okay, says they refuse to do that. Apple has, according to this, said, no, we're not going to do it either. It's, let's see. So let's get another one here. Whoops. All right, let's get this one. Let's see. And this is the point I'm trying to make. See, here's the thing. Jake, the mistake our so-called leaders, and Jake in general, you were tricked into joining with the LGBTQ people. Has absolutely nothing to do with us as a people. And they keep trying to identify their struggle with ours. And I bet you, who do you guess is really behind all this? I'm just going to put that question out there to you. Who do you think was behind all this? Because we all know how this devil works. And you can, just by decades, 70s, that shit wasn't going. 80s, that shit wasn't going. Early 90s when they really started, and that was, when you look at that, was it Crazy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony? Told about that strange or weird interview. They had these people that came and observed, my point being that the beginnings of that gangster rap shit, and then you started introducing little by little certain elements you know, because Jake wasn't with that, no, he, and they knew this. And this is going into social engineering, et cetera, et cetera. But how each generation since the 50s and 60s, you became more willing to accept certain things that automatically, no, hell no, back in the day. All right. But as a result of this, why do you suppose all trash is dumped in the so-called black community? To include this shit. And then they get up, people like who's on this picture here, talking about we represent family values and all that. In the meantime, they put this shit in your lap. See, the thing with you have to understand with the so-called civil rights era, you got to understand they saw in us a serious threat because we were doing a lot better than, I can't give you a percentage of their people, despite having all the help that they got, you know. So they had to do something, and I keep bringing up the topic of Jackie Robinson, because even with the Negro Leagues, I'm using baseball as an example, even with the Negro Leagues, Jake made their own, little inventions that were adopted by the major leagues overall. Like I think it was the shin guards and the helmets with the shielding on it. You see so they when the pitch hit them in the head and shit like that. Night baseball, the Negro Leagues invented that shit like that. So Jake is very resourceful, and the main thing was the money. So how did we get them to give us the money? Now, prior to that, all the towns and settlements, whatever that we built, to be in an attempt, I would say, to be self-sufficient. My point being, all the jealousy and envy that these MFers have exhibited toward us in not wanting us to succeed, and that at the same time complain that we're all on, receiving handouts, whether it be welfare or whatever have you. I want you to think about how do you fuck over a person mentally to the point where Jake just keeps not even, maybe it's a blessing in a way but nah, and I'm thinking as a means to protect, but still that doesn't work, because you can just, as an example, when we're out there at camp, all you have to do is pan the camera around and Jake is like self-medicating. Either it's through liquor, it's through drugs, or both, or whatever, because the reality that has been forced on Jake, and the majority of Jake doesn't understand, this is a punishment. This is where we at, is a punishment put up on us. That's scriptural. That's right. But they won't listen. But again, all the games this devil has played, and despite that, we're not destroyed. That's got to scare the shit out of a person. Think about that. We've done everything we can, and these motherfuckers just won't die. What the fuck? But in the back of their minds, at least quite a few of them know, yeah, we done fucked up. They're not going to tell you, but they know it. And here comes this guy. It was real funny because who was it looking at his wife's cleavage when they were all assembled? Who was it, Zuckerberg? I can't remember. It's a funny ass picture to me though. But yeah, you should know how they all get down. But in any case, so here it is. They want to take what little that they gave us back. But you have to understand too, because of especially the 14th Amendment, a lot of motherfuckers are over here. And those amendments, 13, 14, and 15, were exclusively for us. All right. So now, well, we got Bezos up here. So he's going after the, it says Jeff Bezos deletes LGBTQ plus rights and equity for black people from Amazon corporate policies. All right. There you go. And we know that BLM and all that are Edomite organizations with our faces on it. You know, they play these games because they understood the lesson from the so-called civil rights era when they were exposed for the animals that they truly are. And this went worldwide. All right, so they had to make, when you go into the early 70s with Nixon's war on drugs, they even tell you they targeted us and the hippies. All right, and then in the late 70s, early 80s, then comes the crack and, you know, the huge prison population, you know, the destruction of our families, you got to throw feminism in there. Actually, before Nixon declared that war on drugs bullshit, which was actually a war on our people. All right. So for 60 years now, from the time of LBJ and you know, his policies, the Voting Rights Act and all that. So here comes Trump, and now 60 years later. But see, they had to do this because what's the bedrock? The bedrock is all this legislation that they put, all these amendments that they put for us, that everybody, you know, took advantage of, really except us, to include the so-called white woman. That's how a lot of, she got it in there through what? Off of our backs too. She gets to play, of course, as also the part of the ruling class or the oppressor class, and also she gets to double dip in that she is also considered a minority. Go figure. See how they play this shit? Now let's go get another one. All right. Let's see. KKK distributes flyers in Kentucky telling immigrants to leave now. What? What? Trump just revoked anti-discrimination rules enacted by LBJ. I just touched on that. Why do you think this is? The rule Trump nuked, Executive Order 11246, what did that say? Requires affirmative action. They did away with that last year. The lawsuit brought by Ed Blum at the request of what? Moab. Because they said it was unfair to them because we, as a people, didn't deserve to be in these prestigious institutes of higher learning. Come to find out, since then, we're the only ones that have maintained, and they have since filed a lawsuit, all right, claiming discrimination. How about that? Executive Order 11246 requires affirmative action and prohibits federal contractors from discriminating on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, or national origin. Because I'm so glad those last two, that they're like, orientation and gender identity, they're really going after that because people are really fucking sick. But see, here's the thing, and I have to throw this in. I said I was going to do it last, but I might as well since I'm touching on it. You got to understand distractions and how this devil works. They did all this while people are so fed up with the last administration. Did you ever consider that that was done by design? Did you ever consider that that was done by design? Remember who we're dealing with. When we say devil, we're talking about liar and deceiver. And it tells you, all right, never to trust thine enemies. And a lot of our people, even when we bring up Isaiah 30 and 31, and even you can throw Isaiah 36 and 6 in there because those are warnings about expecting help from your enemies, your enemies, your enemies. All right, and what you will try to do in order to gain favor, and it's going to bite you in the ass. All right, and Lamentations 4:17 tells you that, you know, you hope in vain from, I'm paraphrasing, from a nation that cannot nor will not save you. All right. Contractors are also prohibited from discrimination against applicants or employees because they inquire about, discuss, or disclose their compensation or that of others subjects of certain limitations. All right. He's doing away with all this. But see, these are things that we have always cautioned you about, that this is going to happen. Prophecy. Prophecy. This is all prophecy. This devil, all right, he knows that he's losing it. He no longer, as I've said several times in my videos, is enjoying the demigod status that he has enjoyed around the world. People are wise to him. And in no small part to the great millstone and those affiliated, because of the scriptures. All right. So let's see what else we got here. Anything else on this note? Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, I'm a car guy. Saw that. Let's see. Let's see. I mean, motherfuckers are losing it. English motherfucker. I live in America. Man attacks bartender. Tells him Trump is going to deport your ass. Let's look at that one real quick. Yeah, these some proud motherfuckers now. After being asked to pay his tab. What the fuck? Motherfuckers are losing it. That's why conservative groups push banks to abandon DEI. Alright. Here are, yeah, I already told you about that. Nightmare passenger kicked off flight after atrocious and racist tirade. Alright. The 9 warnings about the history of the rise of the Nazis. You know, that's something that, and they really think people are stupid. Did you see, old boy, Musk with the, what was clearly a Nazi salute? You can call it Roman, or what's the other one? Damn it, they tried to throw in there too, but it doesn't matter. Everybody knows it. All right. With this racist South African ass. All right. Let's see. GOP member wants bishop added to deportation list after Trump prayer service on the Hill. Why? And this is the one, Representative Mike Collins, because the bishop asked Trump to have mercy on the LGBT, you know, the Skittles Nation. I'm laughing because it's beautiful. We're seeing, as it says in Sirach 25:7, we're seeing the fall of our enemies right before our face. All right. And you're seeing them scramble, like jumping through their own assholes because they're in such a panic. And it's beautiful. But here's the thing. There's always some Jake. Even after all this, and I have to say this with a smile also, because those Sambos that were on the Trump bandwagon, they didn't get anything. Some unknown Jake, who I've never heard of before, they appointed one cabinet position. And he had all these others that were kissing his ass for some reason. Don't you realize it doesn't matter? This whole system is wicked. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle, you know, that you're on. Who would even, why would you even participate in this you know, somebody said one time Jake will sell out for 2 piece and a biscuit. And they were right. They were right. because that's all you have here. And let's say I can bring up Zechariah 11:5, and that's a good thing because let's get it real quick. Let's see. Let's go to Zechariah 11:5. Whose possessors slay them. You know, they've got this thing going where, and it's population control. It really is. To keep our numbers, you know, it's, you understand the same things that were going on before 1865 as far as our people are concerned, and then afterwards with the convict leasing and you know, free and cheap labor. This is what this country was built off of. You know, did you really think that was going to change? Unfortunately, a lot of Jakes still think, yeah, it'll change. You know, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, Blessed be the Most High Yahweh, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Yeah, they don't like to talk about the history. I wonder why. I wonder why. That whole slick shit that went on with TikTok, and you had the guy, you know, Trump, it's all about the money, you know. It's all about the money. He made in this little ramble about if America could own 50% and how many billions or more, you know, that would they would profit. Say, wow. So the thing is, everybody's suspecting now, since that little trick that they did with TikTok, and someone, who was it? What's her name? That was appointed to cabinet. Oh shit. Is it Gabby? Oh shit. Tulsa? Shit, I don't forget her. But what did she really do since she kind of switched her position? Could it be that now, in order to have TikTok back, all right, are they cracking down more as far as the surveillance? And this is across the board, not just TikTok. But you got to understand, in order for them to do this, they would have had to have ownership. Now, people jump to Red Note, and what's happening now is you got the Skittles Nation trying to push their shit on Red Note. And we know, I just saw a thing, and I did post it in the chat a couple of years ago, I think it was, about China don't do that. They don't let that shit get out in their media, period. They draw a big line with that shit. So here come the TikTok refugees, as they're called, and they're pushing that, trying to, on Red Note. Wouldn't you know? All right, there goes that democracy shit, that poison, that wine, that doctrine that's been pushed. That's a prime example. All right, so I'm interested to see. I haven't seen it yet or heard anything about it yet. What's going to come of that? They might just, you know, I don't know what they're going to do. Shut that down? I don't know. But if nothing else came of that, it was like you got to see a realistic picture of just how those people live. And it's better than, guess what? America. Yeah, how about that? Now you're seeing what a propagandist piece of shit America has been. All right. Let's see. Hold on. Because when it says, and their own shepherds pity them not, let's go to Ezekiel 34. Our own people have fucked us over. This is prophecy or prophesy against the shepherds of Israel. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Even Jeremiah 23rd chapter goes into that. And these so-called leaders, that idiot preacher that got up there and put on a show, and it's an embarrassment. I was going to do a video on that. He was just thinking of himself and how much money he can make over a stupid Christian congregation. All right. But anyway, here we go. Ezekiel 34:1. And the word of the Most High Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy against the shepherds of Israel. Prophesy, and say unto them, Thus saith the Most High Yahweh unto the shepherds, Woe be to the shepherds of Israel that do feed themselves. Should not the shepherds feed the flocks? Ye eat the fat, and ye clothe you with the wool. Ye kill them that are fed, but ye feed not the flock. The diseased have ye not strengthened, neither have ye healed that which was sick, neither have ye bound up that which was broken, neither have ye brought again that which was driven away. This is a heavy responsibility. All right? Very heavy. You got to realize also in doing this that you're not going to, and it's frustrating at the beginning, but you're not going to reach every Jake. You are not going to reach every Jake. In fact, you run the risk of running your mouth too much, and it's going to come back to you in a bad way. That's scriptures on that. All right, one's Matthew 7:6. All right. Neither have ye sought that which was lost. Why? Because of this prosperity doctrine that's pushed. All these pastors, all they're concerned with is that money, that bottom line. But with force and with cruelty have ye ruled them. And they were scattered because there is no shepherd, and they became meat to all the beasts of the field when they were scattered. So all of these, because you're not doing your job, and you're not doing your job right. In other words, what's the doctrine that you're preaching? These Jake pastors are so obsessed with doing what the oppressor tells them to do. They go to their schools. They learn what the oppressor tells them to tell our people to keep them in line. All right. And I often bring up the subject of, and it should be common sense, but the Reverend Dr. Charles Colcott, sometimes hyphenated, Colcott Jones. All right. And he flat out said, this is a means, is often referred to as Willie Lynch Part 2, because this is how to make a Negro Christian. Yes, that's all that was about. And Jake gets into all that Christianity. Woo! That's another reason. All right, because with the politics, talking about the hypocrisy of these politicians, I thought there was a separation between church and state. Wow. Six. Let's see. Yeah, 6. My sheep wandered through all the mountains and upon every high hill. Yea, my flock were scattered upon all the face of the earth, and none did search or seek after them. Now, you have some that you got to understand what we're doing here. The internet is doing the heavy lifting, so to speak. The only reason why you would need, some people just like to, what's that song back in the day? What was her name? Oh man, Mr. Big Stuff. Some people just gotta, And I'm not going to go no further with this because, you know, they got to play that role like, you know, they Mr. Big Stuff. They want to show it. They want to flaunt it. Like they got it. Some do have it like that. I got to admit. But that's the wrong attitude to take in this because actually it's the opposite. All right. Anyway, let me go on. I don't want you in trouble. Therefore, ye shepherds, hear the word of the Most High Yahweh. As I live, saith the Most High, surely because my flock became a prey, and are we not a prey here? Actually, wherever we go, as the curses say, and my flock became meat to every beast of the field, because there was no shepherd. Neither did my shepherds search for my flock, but the shepherds fed themselves and fed not my flock. There's a lot of blood on a lot of these Jake pastors, preachers, whatever, on their hands. Ezekiel 3rd chapter. All right. All right. Therefore, O ye shepherds, hear the word of the Most High Yahweh. Thus saith the Most High, behold, I am against the shepherds, and I will require my flock at their hand, and cause them to cease from feeding the flock. It's going to be a lot of heavy judgment on you pretenders out there. A lot of judgment. And it's going to be made public and probably brutal. All right. Neither shall the shepherds feed themselves anymore, for I will deliver my flock from their mouth, that they may not be meat for them. You're not only prey to our main enemy, actually to all the other nations, but you're prey to your own. Zechariah 11 and 5. The Most High will seek them out. For thus saith the Most High, Yahweh, behold, I, even I, will both search my sheep and seek them out. As a shepherd seeketh out his flock in the day that he is among his sheep that are scattered, so will I seek out my sheep. How's he going to do that? Through prophets, all right, that are going to deliver the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, not their own, for personal gain. And will deliver them out of all places where they have been scattered in the cloudy and dark day. And I will bring them out from the people and gather them from the countries. So, all this gathering from, wait a minute now, so how can the Most High be for everybody if, wait a minute, this just don't make any sense. Wait, hold on. And I will bring them out from the people, so there's going to be a separation, and gather them from the countries, and will bring them to their own land. And feed them upon the mountains of Israel, by the rivers, and in all the inhabited places of the country. A lot of you have a problem with that happening with us, but you don't mind associating that with them rats that are over there now. Real strange. I will feed them in a good pasture. Can't be what's over there now. They have to import shit over there. What is it called? Kibbutz? Some shit. And upon the high mountains of Israel shall their fold be. There shall they lie in a good fold, and in a fat pasture shall they feed upon the mountains of Israel. I will feed my flock, and I will cause them to lie down, saith the Most High Yahweh. I will seek that which was lost, and bring again that which was driven away, and will bind up that which was broken, and will strengthen that which was sick. But I will destroy the fat and the strong. I will feed them with judgment. You motherfuckers got a heavy judgment coming. You keep leading your own people. What did King say before they he said, I fear, I want to get the quote right. I led them to a burning house. That's as close as I can get it, paraphrasing. And he was absolutely correct. This place is done. This is almost, let's see, 50, couple of months. Well, let's see, April will be 57 years since that time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there you have it. I don't think I have to go any further. I had something else. It just, you know. But this place is done. He can roll back whatever he wants to roll back. Fuck him. All right, these things are going to happen. Great Millstone has time and time again warned you that you got to get used to being uncomfortable as opposed to comfortable. Because we knew a situation like this was going to come. Because the prophecies foretold. The scriptures foretold. Not our own words. All right. So, we're coming up on a time where he's rolling back all this shit. Pretty soon it's going to be the famine of the word. Amos 8, 11, and 12. Don't be the ones out here trying to scramble to get what you need in this word. All right. Don't be the example in Matthew 25th chapter. Don't be those 5 virgins that, all right, out there wondering, whoa, wait, yeah. No, don't be that. All right. All right, so with that, yeah, they're moving fast here. Prayer and fasting indeed. Prayer and fasting indeed. All right, so once again, whoever views this, I hope you're edified. That's what we do here at Great Millstone. And until the next video, hey, shalom, shalom.